settles on a shelf where I keep your name. A quiet fire burning without a flicker of a flame. I trace the outline of your shadow on the hallway tile and measure out the distance of your weary smile. The coffee turns to ice while the clock hands freeze. I am leaning like a willow in a heavy breeze. You talk about the weather and the coming of the rain, while I am digging for a penny in a field of grain. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, the secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you'll never see, a locked horizon where the wind used to be free. You wear your coat like armor against the biting cold. 1,000 different versions of a tale already told. I watch you from the corner of a crowded street, where the pavement and the heavens are afraid to meet. Yeah, the ink is drying in the ledger of my heavy heart. Every single chapter is a work of jagged art. I could reach out for your hand, but I pull away, left with nothing but the colors of a fading gray. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, the secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you'll never see, a locked horizon where the wind used to be free. There is no map for where the hidden waters flow, no signposts pointing to the seas we never sold. The mountains stand between us like a wall of glass, watching all the seasons and the strangers pass. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, the secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you'll never see, a locked horizon where the wind used to be free. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you'll never see, a locked horizon where the wind used to be free. Electric paint drips across the wet asphalt, a static sapphire glows against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt, where heavy spirits settle in so thick. The violet glare refracts through jagged glass, a sequence of stuttering rubies on the street. We watch the ghost of every stranger pass on tired souls and naked rhythm beat. The cellar door swallows up the grave, dissolving every fragment of the sun. The bitter that the evening has begun. Electric paint drips across the wet asphalt. A static sapphire glows against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt, where heavy spirits settle in so thick. The inboard pool reflects a flickering sign, a humming halo hanging by a thread. We trace the jagged pulse of every line until the weekend world is lost instead. No silver moon can pierce this heavy haze, only the flash of artificial heat. We lose ourselves inside the tangled maze, where every shadow finds a place to retreat. Electric paint drips across the wet asphalt. A static sapphire glows against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt, where heavy spirits settle in so thick. Electric paint drips across the wet asphalt. A static sapphire glows against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt, where heavy spirits settle in so thick. The morning train leaves shadows on the floor. I watch the way your hands hold on to glass. I count the buttons on your heavy coat and wait for every second just to pass. You talk about the plans we made for June, of places where the salt air meets the sky. I memorize the movement of your lips and trace the hidden maps within your eye. That I am just a ghost beside your chair, a name you speak when silence gets too loud. I build a house of bricks out in the rain and try to find your face inside a crowd. It turns to mud inside my cup. The clock is ticking steady on the wall. You laugh at something someone said today and never notice how I start to fall. I keep my secrets locked inside a box beneath the floorboards where the wood is cold. I have 1,000 stories left to tell, but stories are for keeping until old. The distance is a mile across the room, but can you crack my words we never said? I sit within the hollow of the light, with all these heavy dreams inside my head. But I am just a ghost beside your chair, the name you speak when silence gets too loud. I build a house of bricks out in the rain and try to find your face inside a crowd. looking through the iron gate. You talk in circles like a hawk above the plane, hunting for a feeling that you can't quite name. Your suitcase stands half open by the kitchen door, counting up the miles that we both settled for. The compass needle spins inside your palm, a restless thunder in the middle of the calm. I reach to touch the shadow of your sleep, but you are gone before you even leave. Hard to pin down as the dust upon the breeze, a shifting laugh that brings me to my knees. You are the secret that the winter wind keeps, the silent hollow where the mountain lion sleeps. Too far to hold and much too close to find the crooked map you left inside my mind. I saw you leaning on the corner of the street, with the pavement cooling underneath your feet. You had that look of someone watching for a train that never pulls its cargo through the pouring rain. I asked a question just to hear the way you sighed. 1,000 doors are swinging open wide. The lantern flickers on my porch tonight, casting crooked shapes against the fading light. I try to read the motion of your hands, but they are moving through some distant lands. Hard to pin down as it lust upon the breeze, the shifting hat that brings me to my knees. You are the secret that the winter wind keeps, the silent hollow where the mountain lion sleeps. Too far to hold and much too close to find the crooked map you left inside my mind. I keep your name, a quiet fire burning without a flicker of a flame. I trace the outline of your shadow on the hallway tile, and measure out the distance of your weary smile. The coffee turns to ice while the clock hands freeze. I am bending like a willow in a heavy breeze. You talk about the weather and the coming of the rain, while I am digging for a penny in a field of grain. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, the secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you never see, a locked horizon where the wind used to be free. Coat like armor, the instant biting cold, 1,000 different versions of a tale already told. I watch you from the corner of a crowded street, where the pavement and the heavens are afraid of me. The ink is drying in the ledger of my heavy heart. Every single chapter is a work of jagged art. I could reach out for your hand, but I pull away, left with nothing but the colors of a fading gray. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, the secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you never see, a locked horizon where the wind used to be free. between us like a wall of glass, watching all the seasons in a stranger's place. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, the secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you never see, a love to waste by the wind, used to be free. But I will never tell you what the silence holds, the secret story that the morning sun unfolds. I am a witness to the beauty that you never see, a love to lies and where the wind used to be free. The asphalt stretches out like a question unasked. Two bodies drifting where the shadows are cast. You measure the miles while I count the gray. There is a heavy weight in the things we do not say. The gravity pulls on the corners of your mouth as the wind starts blowing from the jacket south. We built a tall fence around the garden of us. Now the soil is turning into dry and bitter dust, but I find a quiet feast in the small of your hand. I hear the map drawn in the shifting sand. The gap between hearts is a valley so wide, yet I am drinking the joy from the rising tide. In the secret green that the deep waters flow, I am learning the things that the world cannot know. Oh, your mind is a canyon where the hawks fly low with chambers of flint and a soft ancient glow. I am knocking on doors made of iron and bone, walking through hallways where you wander alone. The burden of living is the garment we wear. It hangs from the ceiling and thickens the air, but the clock on the wall has lost its old gears, and the silence is washing away all the years. For I find a quiet feast in the small of your hand, a wooden map drawn in the shifting sand. The gap between hearts is a valley so wide, yet I am drinking the joy from the rising tide. In the secret room where the deep waters flow, I am learning the things that the world cannot know. In the small of your hand, a hidden map drawn in the shifting sand. The gap between hearts is a valley so wide, yet I am drinking the glory from the rising tide. In the secret room where the deep waters flow, I am learning the things that the world cannot know. Electric paint drips across the wet asphalt. Aesthetic sapphire goes against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt. where every spirit settled in so thick. Divided blurry facts through jagged glass. A sequence of stuttering rubies on the street. We watch the ghost of every stranger pass on tired souls and aching rhythm beat. The cellar door swallows up the grave, dissolving every fragment of the sun. The bitter scent of juniper and spray tells us that the evening has begun. Electric pain drips across the wet asphalt as static sapphire glows against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt, where heavy spirits settle in so thick. Yeah, the emerald pool reflects a flickering sign, a humming halo hanging by a thread. We trace the jagged pulse of every line until the waking world is long since dead. No silver moon can pierce this heavy haze, only the flash of artificial heat. We lose ourselves inside the tangled maze, where every shadow finds a place to retreat. Electric pain trips across the wet asphalt, as static sapphire goes against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt, where heavy spirits settle in so thick. Electric pain trips across the wet asphalt, as static sapphire goes against the brick. The velvet rush of midnight comes to halt, where heavy spirits settle in so thick. The morning sun drags its heels across the floor. I watch the dust mold settle near the door. The coffee stays stone cold inside the pot. I'm anchored to this wooden kitchen plot. No ticking hands to tell me where to run, just staring at the pale and distant sun. Well, my boots are scuffed and resting on the sill. The valley down below is standing still. They say the harvest won't wait for the rain, but I don't feel the pull of any chain. A rolling stone with nowhere left to roll, a quiet vacancy within my soul. Yeah, while them untied under a roof of slate, leaving all the heavy keys at the gate, tracing patterns in the shifting gray, throwing all the golden hours away, unbound by any promise or refrain, just a drifting in a hollowed man. There, the highway calls with a gravelly voice, but staying here is a deliberate choice. Between the hunger and the easy feast, I'm looking for the beauty in the leaves. just by a magnificent difference. Oh, the wind is shaking loose the dying leaves. It whistles through the gaps and under eaves. It doesn't ask for permission to be free. It moves exactly like it wants to be. Wild and unmade under a roof of slate, leaving all the heavy keys at the gate, tracing patterns in the shifting gray, throwing all the golden hours away. Unbound by a promise, set a plan, just a drifting and a hollowed man. The magistrate leans back in a chair of stolen gold, watching the hungry lion shivering in the morning cold. A penny for his soul is the rate they trade today, while the monuments of vanity block the sun away. The ladder has been greased by the hands of the elite, leaving nothing but the gravel for the tired wandering feet. Hey, they look at my coat with a cold and hollow stare, like I am an error in the crisp and scented air. A sneer is the currency they spend upon the street, to keep the distance wide between the bitter and the sweet. I walk through the shadow of the towering high disdain, counting all the stitches that are holding back the pain. There is a map drawn in the palm of my hand that no king or merchant could ever understand. It leads to a valley where the heavyweights fall, beyond the ridge of the stone and the wall. I carry a light that the darkness cannot claim, a quiet devotion that has no formal name. Though the world is a balance that is tipped to the wrong, I found a devotion that makes the spirit strong. The weight of the system is a mountain of blast, watching the seasons and the centuries time. Inside of my chest there is a clock made of fire, ticking as the wreckage of a desperate desire. The city is a blueprint of a tall and crooked dream, where nothing is ever quite as simple as it seems. I am digging a tunnel through the silence of the night, looking for a version of the world that might be right. But there is a map drawn in the palm of my hand that no king or merchant could ever understand. It leads to a valley where the heavyweights fall, beyond the reach of this stone and the wall. I carry a light that the darkness cannot claim, a quiet devotion that has no formal name. The world is a balance that is tipped to so wrong. I found the devotion that makes the spirit strong. The weight of the system is a mountain of glass, watching the seasons and the centuries pass. Ooh, yeah. I carry a light that the darkness cannot claim, a quiet devotion that has no formal name. Though the world is a balance that is tipped to so wrong, I found a devotion that makes the spirit strong. The weight of the system is a mountain of glass, watching the seasons and the centuries pass. Ooh, yeah. The minute hand is biting at the bone, while static crackles on the telephone. A crimson flash across the window pane, shadows stretching like a dark caffeine. My pulse is hammering against the wood, doing things I never thought I should. The hallway silence has a heavy weight, running circles just to fight the fate. Electric nectar bleeding through the glass, watching every frantic second pass. The carpet patterns start to twist and coil. Yeah, inside this kettle coming to a boil. I pack a panic in a leather grip, feel the cold handles start to slide and slip. No time to breathe or even check the light. The ceiling fan is laughing at the clock. This fevered air is closing in so tight. Another ghost within the artificial light. The city gas and shades of burning zinc. I'm standing right upon the jagged brink. No soft excuses for the path I chose, where every velvet door begins to close. A frantic hum is all I had to keep before the asphalt dye becomes too steep. Yeah. 4th floor walls are caving in at last. A velvet trap built from a broken glass. The elevator moves a lonely sound while gravity pulls harder at the ground. I taste the copper of a sudden fear, knowing that the end is drawing near. The desk lamp flickers like a dying eye underneath the buzzing carbon sky. The checkout bell is ringing in my skull. The empty bottles make the silence dull. I'm tracing maps upon the dusty shelf, trying to outrun the shadow of myself. One suitcase dragging on the polished floor, 100 secrets locked behind the door. The lobby waits with teeth of polished chrome, 1,000 miles away from any home. The revolving door is spinning like a knife, cutting through the fabric of a frantic life. Outside the puddles reflect a fractured glare of ruby streets across the midnight air. I lean into the rush of freezing wind, leaving every frantic thought behind. The motor idles with the low and round, while hungry sirens start the nightly prowl. The pressure builds behind my weary eyes, beneath the mask of these electric ties. The countdown echoes in the auto hall before the final curtain starts to fall. This fevered air is closing in so tight. Another ghost within the artificial light. The city gas and shades of brown and tea. I'm standing right upon the jagged brink. No soft excuses for the path I chose, where every velvet door begins to close. Frantic hum is all I have to keep, and so the asphalt dye becomes too steep. The morning fog hangs heavy on the interstate. A silver ghost drifting through the iron gate. You talk in circles like a hawk above the plain, hunting for a feeling that you can't quite name. Your suitcase stands half open by the kitchen door, counting up the miles that we both settled for. The compass this needle spins inside your palm. A restless thunder in the middle of the calm. I reach to touch the shadow of your sleep, but you are gone before you even leave. Hard to pin down as the just upon a breeze. A shifting path that brings me to my knees. You are the secret that the winter wind keeps. The silent hollow where the mountain lions sleep. Too far to hold and much too close to find. The crooked map you left inside my mind. I saw you leaning on the corner of the street, with the pavement cooling underneath your feet. You had the look of someone watching for a train that never pulls its cargo through the pouring rain. Ask the question just to hear the way you sigh. 1,000 doors all swinging open wide. The lantern flickers on the porch tonight, casting crooked shapes against the fading light. Try to read the motion of your hands, but they are moving through some distant lands. Oh, hearts are pinned down as the dust upon the grave. A shifting map that brings me to my knees. You are the secret that the winter wind keeps. The silent hollow where the mountain lions sleep. Too far to hold and much too close to find. The crooked map you left inside my The sugar on your tongue begins to dissolve. The gravity of the room starts to evolve. Every clock on the wall has forgotten its beat. A sudden surge of fever in the summer heat. The distance between us is closing like a lid, uncovering secrets that the daylight hid. I hold the air inside my lungs so tight, a heavy stillness in the middle of the night. The ground beneath is trembling with the sound of 1,000 hidden treasures finally found. This is the honey flesh that we borrow, ignoring the gray ghosts of tomorrow. We dive through a tunnel where the decades bend, where every beginning sits on end. A wild leap of joy in the hollow of space, vanishing without leaving a single trace. We slide through the throat of a spinning years, beyond the reach of all our ancient fears. The rust is falling off the iron gates, while a brand new destiny quietly waits. Your laughter is a bird released from a cage, writing a poem on a blank white page. This is the honey flash that we borrow, ignoring the gray coast of tomorrow. We dive through a tunnel where the decades bend, where every beginning sits on end. A wild leap of joy in the hollow of space, vanishing without leaving a single trace. its own end. A wild leap of joy in the hollow space, vanishing without leaving a single trace.
Asphalt stretches out like a question unasked. Two bodies drifting where the shadows are cast. You measure the miles while I count the gray. There is a heavy weight in the things we do not say. The gravity pulls on the corners of your mouth as the wind starts blowing from the jacket south. We built a tall fence around the garden of us. Now the soil is turning into dry and bitter dust. But I find a quiet peace in the small of your hand, a hidden map drawn in the shifting sand. The gap between hearts is a valley so wide, yet I am drinking the joy from the rising tide. In the secret room where the deep waters flow, I am learning the things that the world cannot know. Your mind is a canyon where the hawks fly low, with chambers of flint and a soft ancient glow. I am knocking on doors made of iron and bone, walking through hallways where you wander alone. The burden of living is a garment we wear. It hangs from the ceiling and thickens the air. But the clock on the wall has lost its old kiss, and the silence is washing away all the years. For I find a quiet peace in the small of your hand, a hidden flag drawn in the shifting sand. The gap between hearts is a valley so wide, yet I am bringing the joy from the rising tide. In the secret room where the deep waters flow, I am learning the things that the world cannot know. Yes, I find a quiet peace in the small of your hand, a hidden map drawn in the shifting sand. The gap between hearts is a valley so wide, yet I am drinking the joy from the rising tide. In the secret room where the deep waters flow, I am learning the things that the world cannot know. The morning train leaves shadows on the floor. I watch the way your hands hold on to glass. I count the buttons on your heavy coat and wait for every second just to pass. You talk about the plans you made for June, of places where the salt air meets the sky. I memorize the movement of your lips and trace the hidden maps within your eye. But I am just the ghost beside your chair, a name you speak when silence gets too loud. I build a house of bricks out in the rain and try coffee turns to mud inside my cup. The clock is ticking steady on the wall. You laugh at something someone said today and never notice how I start to fall. I keep my secrets locked inside a box beneath the floorboards where the wood is cold. I have 1,000 stories left to tell, but stories are for keeping until old. The distance is a mile across the room, a canyon carved by words we never said. I sit within the hollow of the light with all these heavy dreams inside my head. But I'm just a ghost beside your chair, a name you speak when silence gets too loud. I build a house of bricks out in the rain and try to find your face inside a crowd.
Biting at the bone, while static crackles on the telephone. A crimson flash across the window pane, shadows stretching like a dark caffeine. My pulse is hammering against the wood, doing things I never thought I should. The hallway silence has a heavy weight, running circles just to fight the fate. Electric nectar bleeding through the glass, watching every frantic second pass. The carpet patterns start to twist and coil inside this kettle coming to a boil. I pack the panic in a leather grip, feel the cold handle start to slide and slip. No time to breathe or even check the lock. The ceiling fan is laughing at the clock. This fevered air is closing in so tight. Another ghost within the artificial light. The city gas and shades of burning zinc. I'm standing right upon the jagged brink. No soft excuses for the path I chose, where every velvet door begins to close. The frantic hum is all I have to keep before the asphalt dive becomes too steep. Four-floor walls are caving in at last, a velvet trap built from a broken past. The elevator moans a lonely sound, while gravity pulls harder at the ground. I taste the copper of a sudden fear, knowing that the end is drawing near. The desk lamp flickers like a dying eye underneath the buzzing carbon sky. The checkout bell is ringing in my skull. The empty bottle made the silence dull. I'm chasing maps upon a dusty shelf, trying to outrun the shadow of myself. One suitcase dragging on the polished floor, 100 secrets locked behind the door. The lobby waits with teeth of polished chrome, 1,000 miles away from any home. The revolving door is spinning like a knife, of a frantic life. Outside the puddles, flecked or fractured glare of a room
the midnight air. I lean into the rush of freezing wind, leaving every frantic thought behind. The motor idles with the low end growl, while hungry sirens start their nightly prowl. The pressure builds behind my weary eyes, beneath the mask of these electric dyes. The countdown echoes in the hollow hole before the final curtain starts to fall. This fever air is holding in so tight. Another ghost within the artificial light. The city gas and shades of burning zinc. I'm standing right upon a jagged brink. No soft excuses for the path I chose, where every velvet door begins to close. The frantic hum is all I had to keep before the asphalt that becomes too steep.
A magistrate leans back in a chair of stolen gold, watching the hunger line shivering in the morning cold. A penny for a soul is the rate they trade today, while the monuments of vanity block the sun away. The ladder has been graced by the hands of the elite, leaving nothing but the gravel for the tired wandering feet. They look at my coat with a cold and hollow stare, like I am an error in the crisp and scented air. A sneer is the currency they spend upon the street, to keep the distance wide between the bitter and the sweet. I walk through the shadow of their towering high disdain, counting all the stitches that are holding back the pain. But there is a map drawn in the palm of my hand that no king or merchant could ever understand. It leads to a valley where the heavyweights fall, beyond the reach of a stone in the wall. I carry a light that with darkness cannot tame, a quiet devotion that has no formal name. Though the world is a balance that is tipped to the wrong, I found a devotion that makes the spirit strong. The weight of the system is a mountain of glass, watching the seasons and the centuries pass. Inside of my chest, there's a clock made of fire, taking past the wreckage of a desperate desire. The city is a blueprint of a tall and crooked dream, where nothing is ever quite as simple as it seems. I am digging a tunnel through the silence of the night, looking for a version of a world that might be light. But there is a map drawn in the palm of my hand that no king or merchant could ever understand. It leads to a valley where the heavyweights fall, beyond the reach of the stone in the wall. I carry a light that the darkness cannot claim, a quiet devotion that has no formal name. Though the world is a balance that is tipped to the wrong, I found a devotion that makes the spirit strong. The weight of the system is a mountain of glass, watching the seasons and the centuries pass. said a step to the wrong. I found a devotion that makes the spirit strong. The weight of the system is a mountain of glass, watching the seasons in the centuries pass.
Sugar on your tongue begins to dissolve. The gravity of the room starts to evolve. Every clock on the wall has forgotten its beat. A sudden surge of fever in the summer heat. The distance between us is closing like a lid. I'm hovering secrets that the daylight hid. I hold the air inside my lungs so tight. A heavy stillness in the middle of the night. The ground beneath is trembling with the sound of 1,000 hidden treasures finally found. This is the honey flash that we borrow, ignoring the gray ghosts of tomorrow. We dive through a tunnel where the decades span, where every beginning meets its own end. A wild leap of joy in the hollow of space, vanishing without leaving a single trace. We slide through the throat of a spinning years, beyond the reach of all our ancient fears. The rust is falling off the iron gates, while a brand new destiny quietly waits. Till after is a bird released from a cage, writing a poem on a blank white page. This is the hermit sash that we borrow, ignoring the gray ghosts of tomorrow. We dive through a tunnel where the decades end, where every beginning meets its own end. A wild leap of joy in the hollow of space, vanishing without leaving a single trace. That we borrow, ignoring the gray ghosts of tomorrow. We dive through a tunnel where the decades bend, where else beginning meets its own end. A wild leap of joy in the hollow of space, vanishing without leaving a single trace.
The morning sun drags its heels across the floor. I watch the dust mold settle near the door. The coffee stays stone cold inside the pot. I'm anchored to this wooden kitchen clock. No taking hands to tell me where to run. Just staring at the pale and distant sun. My boots are stuffed and resting on the sill. The valley down below is standing still. They say the harvest won't wait for the rain, but I don't feel the pull of any change. A rolling stone with nowhere left to roll. A quiet vacancy within my soul. Wild and untamed, under a roof of slave, leaving all the heavy keys at the gate, tracing patterns in the shifting gray, throwing all the golden hours gravelly voice. But staying here is a deliberate choice. Between the hunger and easy feast, I'm looking for beauty in the least. No master governs how the shadows grow. I reap exactly what I fail to sow. A stray dog wanders past the garden fence. The logic